Hello! Welcome to this week's video. It's Burr time! I think I may have left it too long. You can see here a lot of movement in the bark. It has lifted away from the inside. Very loose. I think I'm going to lose lots of that. Might not be possible to core it. Face shield vital. There we go. Oh, very nice underneath it. But big crack there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose that bark as well. Shame. See the big splits. See how loose that bark was. Right, let's get it on the other lathe that's got the bowl saver on. See if I can take anything of this. Now what I'm concerned about is this flying off. I think you can see it. Some of it is very, very loose. Very nearly there. I think that will come out. Yes, very nice little core. And that should be something I can make a nice little bowl from. Okay, there we are. So we got 3 bowls. This one obviously is not going to have a lot of burr left. It's going to have quite an interesting exterior shape, but I think I'm probably pretty much going to leave as it is. I've got enough depth in there for putting a little recess in here to mount it and turn the back. So that will be the plan for this one. Right, so I've got my first burr bowl turned, the back turned and sanded, and I'm just using it as a jam chuck to put a chucking spigot on this one. Right, so these have all been finished with hard wax oil, which I'm just have put on with a brush. You can really see how it enhances the colour and the grain. Beautiful, beautiful wood. Really doesn't need anything else other than just to be cut into a nice shape. You leave the oil for a few minutes. Here it is, hard wax oil. And then after a few moments you wipe off any excess, leave it to dry and to harden, and then come back and repeat. Important with any oily rags that you don't leave them scrumpled up, leave them flat to dry, because as they dry they give off heat and that can sometimes cause them to combust. Okay, I'll be back in 4 hours. Well, I'll be back tomorrow really. Now with this one, do I go for it that way up, keep that natural edge round the edge of the rim, or do I do it this way and have lots of burr showing in the bottom but don't have a natural edge? The reason I'm thinking of doing it this way is because of this big void here that you can see. If I do it that way up, I think I'm going to lose too much. It might be the wrong thing to do. If it is, write a comment below and tell me. Anyway, let's crack on. Now, I'm going to need something to hold this by. I think the centre of the mat is about there. Get rid of this bit of a knot first, and I'm using a 3/4 inch bowl gouge with a traditional grind on. It's very easy cutting this burr, but that knot might be a bit problematic. Just get my face shield on. I'm just using the parting tool to make a foot here. See, it's not completely round, but I just want to get it so I can mount it on the foot and then make a chucking spigot on the other side. Okay, so there's my chucking spigot, and it should fit in there nicely. Now I'm out of balance. I'm going to have to take this slowly and carefully, just the way I like to work. You can hear how much it's hitting air. What I'm trying to do is get something in here that I can hold it on. Wish me luck. Okay, so it's going on my mega huge Vic Mark jaws. If I can turn the chuck key the right way, then it will grip. Right, so this is the bottom. I've got part of something to hold it there. I now need to shape the outside and get rid of all this other very loose bark. Safer to yank off what I can with my hands, I think. That's a better shape. I have to work around that bit. Keep it quite thick inside, I think. Started actually to rot there. Might not get away with keeping this. Let's see. Okay, that's probably just about as wide as I can make the opening and still keep from making a great big hole in the side here. Bottom just needs a bit more refining of the shape, I think. As it's cut so nicely, I'm going to use a scraper. What I want is to keep a curve all the way through. Yeah, got it. Now this bit of bark here, I'm actually going to leave, well, not bark, cut edge. I think it is a nice contrast. It's not going to be the world's finest bowl. Let's give that a bit of a clean up with the suede brush. I need to turn the foot away a little later, this middle bit. I'm just going to put the first coat of oil on it while I've got all of this stuff out. There's the rather soft punky bits of wood. Probably that will come away, but might be able to save it. Well, here's one of the bowls, Elm Burr Cores. This is what came out of the middle of it. Still got something to make from this. I'm sure you'll agree that's going to make a very pretty, very small bowl. But from the other cores, the back of this came this bowl. Only a very little bit of burr in the bottom, and you can see through it. So I wouldn't eat soup in it. I had a couple of other pieces. Here's another little bowl. Some stills coming up anyway of the bowls later on. And then there was one other piece. I had to go chunky. Really do love turning Elm Burr though. I had to go chunky because of this bit here. That's only maybe about 10 millimeters thick, but here less than that. So I didn't really want to lose the whole side of the bowl, and I decided to keep it as tall as possible by keeping this sort of rough edge where it was cut. Actually, lots of character, lots of feature. I think my favourite of the cores though is this one, and this is the one that's figuring in the still images. It's had 2 coats so far of hard wax oil, and I'll probably put some more on and then give it a bit of a buff to bring up the shine. But that really does make the colours in the wood pop beautifully, and it dries without a film, so it's not the same as having lacquer over something. Anyway, please feel free to like, share and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Please leave a comment below or ask a question. I love hearing back from you. And thanks to everyone who has subscribed so far. It means a lot to me. Okay, until next time, thanks for watching. Well, here is one. Don't look at the monitor, look at the camera. Well, here's one of the bowls.